Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about feeling numb. So I'm sure we've all been through times in our life where we have numbed ourselves from our feelings because the feelings are very difficult and hard to deal with, and also um, because we don't know quite how to process what's going on, and so then we so that we can't feel any of these things, which is not practical. So when we numb, we not only numb the hard feelings, but we numb the good feelings. We numb gratitude. We numb happiness. We numb joy. So it's like we're preventing ourselves from, really enjoying all parts of life. Good morning, Jackie. So sometimes we numb ourselves with food, sometimes we numb ourselves with alcohol, social media, being obsessive and compulsive about things. Sometimes we just remove ourselves from people and from our relationships. So these were some of the signs and symptoms. So we're unaffected by emotional events, disinterested in our hobbies, disinterested in love or romance, pessimistic about the future, feeling flat and unmotivated, disconnecting from loved ones, struggle with expression, discomfort with others' emotions, and inability to laugh or cry. So, has this been you? Is this you? I have been through periods like this, and we say we're okay, but then we're really shutting out joy as much as we're shutting out pain. All right. So sometimes we may not be aware that we're doing this, or we may not be aware that we are emotionally exhausted, or that we are, or just how much we've been, locking up in our heart and not expressing. So sometimes we have to work on, why we're not allowed to express our feelings, or what's stopping us from expressing our feelings, or why it's so important to shut down our feelings. Good morning, Lavinia. All right. So this is a quote from C. Oral. I thought I was healing, but the truth is I stopped feeling. And Jackie says, yes, I've been like what you described. All right. So it's like I want to hold space for your heart now and to allow your heart to express what it really feels, because we want to know what your heart feels. We want to have a happy, healthy heart on all ways. All right. So emotional and mental numbing is a temporary escape that protects us from emotional and physical pain. It is a survival mechanism. To get out of survival mode and into thrive mode, it's important to break down the steel wall around your heart that's creating the numbness. Or sometimes energetically, they call it a heart wall. And so some people make their heart wall very thick. All right. So I teach a course called Energy Works, and we, learn to work on what's behind our problems. So, anybody can learn. You don't have to be particularly, amazing. Anybody can do it. It's just a simple thing. The hardest part of it is to trust. All right. So sometimes we might mistake numbness for resilience. I can get through anything, which is a good thing, but we also, resilience can mean that, if you fall, you can still get up. If you feel you hurt, you fail, but you still keep going. So anyway, on that note, what do you think you've not wanted to feel, or are you aware that you haven't wanted to feel? All right, so let's go into our crown chakra. So Jackie says, do you believe menopause has a big part of these feelings? I'm sure menopause can play a role in these feelings, and Cassie's talked about being left. I saw a funny clip once, and it was talking about how estrogen and progesterone are about, caring and loving and wanting to help people. And as those hormones um, fade, it's like, well, I don't really care. so sometimes it can be that we don't want to care anymore. It's too hard to care. But also it can be that our body's not in order. So when our ovaries stop functioning and making hormones, our adrenal glands should take over. But our adrenal glands have been so flogged that they're like, you have got to be joking for me to make hormones. So we make all our hormones from cholesterol, and so that pathway has to work. And if we don't make our hormones, then it ends up, in our arteries, and also we can have more cortisol, so more stress. All right, so being left. All right, age 6, 10, 15, 24, 50, all righty. All right, so let's say I'm okay with working through my feelings, because sometimes we have situations where we totally do not want to work through, and we don't want to feel it, we don't want to deal with it. But of course, it's like a little kid going like this, isn't it? You can't see me. But good morning, Elizabeth. All right, so let's go into the 8th chakra, which is about the connection to the earth. So some of us need to get in touch with nature to help release the feelings that we have. Good morning, Elizabeth Jones. Yeah, so for some people, the beach is the place, or the river, or the mountains, or I don't know, or just being in the backyard with your feet in the grass. Physical contact with animals. So, those who have pets, you can hug your pet, you can talk to your pet. All right, so there's an oil called Holiday Joy that you might use. All right, Holiday Joy teaches the importance. Oh, sorry, Jackie said I am too much as well as being left. Yeah, and sometimes I can worry about that too, about being too much, because half Italian, half Dutch, very intense, very stubborn. So Holiday Joy teaches the importance of boundaries in healthy family relationships. This is especially true for individuals who overgive. Oftentimes, the desire to please others causes neglect of personal needs and wants. This blend invites individuals to evaluate their motivations of self-validation, compulsion, or guilt. While on the surface, this self-sacrifice may seem altruistic, inappropriate giving leads to resentment both in the giver and receiver and is not sustainable. Holiday Joy teaches that personal energy conservation and balance giving, combined with a nurtured sense of self, lead to the healthiest relationships and the most joyful holiday celebrations. Yes, this comes down to the why, isn't it? So why am I doing it? And sometimes we do things because we've been conditioned to do it, that's what we've been taught. Jackie says holiday joy sounds perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so it's almost like it's celebrating who we are and celebrating our freedom from the prison that we made with our feelings. It's like I want to do things because I love people, not because I feel obliged to do it or not because I've been bludgeoned into it. All right. So now we're going to talk about trust. So basic mistrust can sometimes be a reflection of our belief that you have to do life all by yourself, that you are on your own. Trust, in a nutshell, is the knowledge that you do not have to do life all by yourself. So, to trust ourselves, our true selves, is to see the difference between our divine nature and our ego. We are not our myriad of thoughts telling us that we are ugly and incapable, that the world is scary and unfriendly. We are the observer of those thoughts. Trust more in the observer and not the ego. The world is our mirror, and the lens of trust will change our experience. So good morning, Susanna. All right, I trust my intuition with unwavering security. As I choose to put my trust in others, I trust my feelings, follow promptings, and act accordingly. Now, not everyone is 100% trustworthy. We're all human. We make mistakes. Other people make mistakes. And there's nothing wrong with expressing our disappointment if someone makes a mistake, and perhaps expressing our own self-disappointment that we can't love unconditionally at times. It is hard to do that. All right, age 2. So where were you and what were you doing when you were 2? All right, I am a success even when things around me get tough. I am fun and spiritual. Sometimes we get very caught up in trying to do the right thing, or trying to be seen doing the right thing even. I know I can fall in that trap. All right, Elizabeth said asthma attacks at age 2. So I'm just looking up asthma in Feelings Buried Alive. All right, chronic anxiety and fear. So what was happening that you had chronic anxiety? All right, so let's say like my mum loves me, I'm worthy of love. let's go into our solar plexus chakra. All right, so this is about willpower, ambition, and action. So, what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to have a go at? All right, so what else is coming up here is digestive problems. So, how's your digestive system? Are you eating? Does it go down well? Or are you burping or passing wind? Or are you, getting heartburn or just not feeling like you're digesting food or life well? All right, I use my power with wisdom. All right, so there's a generational component to using our power with wisdom from dad's side of the family. So dad's mum and the women. All right, so Jackie says, yep, and I've been having heartburn, says Elizabeth. All right, I continually see and follow my divine path. So, someone used to have a funny saying on their fridge. It was, stress is when my head says no and my mouth says yes. So it's like this contradiction of what you want, and it's like you're saying yes when you really should be saying no. All right, I choose goodness, light, and love. All right, are the feelings stuck in the heartburn? All right, so the feeling of, it's hopeless, it's no use, I can't change the situation, which can also be measuring yourself externally. You can measure yourself on by how people treat you, or you can measure yourself on your bank balance or your fitness or your I don't know, your job or how people treat you. All right, so some heartburn here has a generational component too. So from dad's side of the family, dad's dad and the men, like 63 generations of men. All right, so all right, so Litsea oil. Litsea is the oil of manifestation. So Litsea instills courage to face the fear that comes immediately after inspiration. So Elizabeth's saying it's so easy to feel hopeless because of how people treat me. Yes, but their treatment of you is not a measurement of you. There's a measurement of them and where they're at. It reminds individuals that it takes a leap of faith into the unknown in order to manifest what has been previously unrealized. This all teaches that one must learn to trust the inner voice and rise above fear of rejection, being misunderstood, or the need for external confirmation. All right, so you might use the list here to feel aligned with what your heart's telling you. To also help you trust your inner voice, because your inner voice is always right. And being open to possibilities. All right, we might also talk about laurel leaf here. So laurel helps individuals grow, expand, and engage in long-term character development. It reminds of the commitment required in lifelong achievement. It is an ally for those who are ready to overcome their fear of success and step into brilliance. Laurel's energy inspires all to choose greatness and rise up to personal victory. So you might use that to help you feel more confident. I guess it's hard to feel confidence in yourself when you're not being treated in a loving and kind manner. It's also important to understand when a person treats you badly that it may not be about you, it may be about them and where they're stuck and how they want to control situations to make themselves look or feel better. All right, so we're going to talk about relationships, particularly in our family. All right, I feel strongly that we have helped the previous generations before we were born. They now help us. There can be many patterns of weakness within the family tree that may not be present in every generation. Each member of the family provides different qualities and challenges. We usually want the good qualities and not the bad. However, our weaknesses and failings are there for us to use as practical life skill lessons. So the other family members' weaknesses are also there to keep the family balanced. As children in my family, the next brother and I fought all the time. Mum called us Bully and Whinger. So I was Whinger. At the time, I didn't enjoy it, but I can see that it taught me resilience. So we now get on fine. So the qualities we may not like in other family members are the ones necessary for us to learn personal strength or to develop personal strength. All right. I accept that I chose my family. I accept my future. My family share with me love, honor, respect, value, space, gratitude, understanding, tolerance, forgiveness, and acceptance to me. And I accept this gift. If I ask if there's something preventing this from happening, generational pattern, mum's side. Mum's mum and the women. So 15 generations of women. So you're here to change the pattern. The people that went before you were willing to do the difficult times, but they knew you would come and help change it. All right, I keep on my path regardless. We offer complete forgiveness when a family member fails. Our family is filled with love. All right, so it may not be completely filled with love right now, but you're here clearing energy. So it's the opportunity for things to change. All right. More things anything stuck in our mind. Okay. All right. I easily see the lessons to be learnt from my challenges. All right. So, what are you learning in this situation that you couldn't learn any other way? So, we're going to go back into the crown chakra. All right. I'm worthy of divine connection regardless. So, even if our earth family are not exactly how we would like them to be, we still have a heavenly father and a heavenly mother that love us perfectly. And so at times when our earth family can fail, our heavenly family will not fail. All right, I clearly see my own divine nature. My mind functions optimally. So I think our mind functions better when our body functions better. So, doing the basic things of eating, fresh fruit and vegetables. If you're going to eat animals, they need to be free range or grass fed, or, if you're going to eat fish, they need to be wild. Eating, seeds or nuts, or, avoiding processed food, drinking enough water, making sure you have good water, talking to yourself in a loving manner. All right, now we're going in the brow chakra. All right, I focus on what I love and it comes to me. So what do you love? My understanding of my life grows clearer each day. My brain organizes and repairs itself each night while I sleep. It's safe for me to see the truth no matter what it is. All right, so now we're talking. Oh, Elizabeth was saying, I love my close family. Yeah. All right, so now we're talking about gentleness. So our response with gentleness is not an invitation to be a doormat or a people pleaser, but a redirector of energy. It says, I cannot be hurt by your miswielding of power because I know who I am. All right, my words are spoken carefully and with gentleness at work and at home. I'm considerate of other people's feelings. I no longer need to defend myself. All right, so we're going into the aura now. So the fifth layer of the aura, some sort of tear. Females in our life, present females. So the fifth layer is the etheric template, which is the master copy of the physical body. So it's like if that part gets damaged, it's like the body's not repairing in a healthy way. All right, age 8. So where were you? What were you doing? So generational baggage from mum's mum as well, and the women on that side. So 43 generations of women. All right, layer 2 of the aura. So stagnant energy accumulating in that second layer, which is emotions within ourselves and for others. Close females. All right, feeling nervous. So who makes you feel nervous? All right, so the layer 7 of the aura, leaking energy. Age 5, female. Age 26. All right, third layer of the aura, hooks. Male from the past, latching onto us in an unhealthy way. All right, 23, age 23. All right, so a family member makes me feel nervous. And I guess it's like living with a lion sometimes, isn't it? We don't know when the lion's going to bite us or when they're going to growl us. All right, I'm seeing past this family member's behavior. All right, this goes back to age 8. So when you're a kid and you get in trouble, you feel often that it's your fault. Now, it may not be your fault. There may be other things happening in the person's life, and we assume that we're the problem. And they may blame us, but it may not be the truth. So we're asking if we can release the trauma from being blamed or from being, grilled or roasted. Right, age 7. All right, feeling competitive. So sometimes we feel like we have to compete with others to get the love and attention that we need. We're not just getting it because of who we are. Right, so now we're going to go into the throat chakra. All right, I dissolve conflict and create peace. I accept God's love and forgiveness. I create positive thoughts and actions. I accept my responsibility. All right, so I forgive myself that I let this family member upset me, which goes back to age 2. All right, feeling jealous. So sometimes other people got the love and attention that we needed or wanted. So now we're going into the solar star chakra. Which is accepting all the good and the bad from life. So I love all parts of my personality. So, sometimes you're the peacemaker, or sometimes you can't stand what's happening and you feel you have to say something or do something to change the bad behavior. All right, I'm grateful for my senses through which I experience my journey. So, I guess the heartburn is your body's way of saying, I'm not digesting my experiences or the things that are happening. So, yeah. All right. Also, the ninth chakra, which is the lunar one. All right. This chakra is weakened by what we view through media that leaves imprints of a negative nature, images and feelings of suffering. Yeah, Elizabeth said it's hard to digest some things. That's very true. Very true. So it's like we have to become more selective about what we view or what we allow in. And even when people are showing abusive behavior, it's almost like we put on our rainbow colored Teflon suit, and then when people throw poo at us, it can just slide off. So it's like, I'm not taking this personally. This is your problem. I can see that you're not okay, that you have to throw poo. So I'm not going to take the blame anymore for what you're doing. There's an oil called Zengest or Digest which is really good for digesting life and food. Zilzana says social media detox. Yeah, agreed. Because what happens with social media is everyone shows the best of themselves and they don't show the whole picture. And so then we look at other people's, best of themselves and we compare that to the worst of ourselves and wonder why we come up short. So, all right, I'm not alone. So I want you to think about how you have relatives on the other side, and as we said before, you helped them when they were on Earth, and now you're on Earth, they're helping you. So it's like I want you to feel always that you have a team of people that love you and care for you. And when we die, we'll meet these people and we'll know them. We'll say, "Oh, I remember you." And it will be a wonderful reunion. So social media can make us hate ourselves because we feel like we're not good enough. And so that is not a healthy place to be. So, yes, I'm here on social media presenting something, but, we can be very selective about what we watch, that it's only uplifting. All right, I share love, honor, respect, value, space, gratitude, understanding, tolerance, forgiveness, and acceptance to each member of my family, and they accept this gift from me. So they can still be feral, but you can show love and send love. And as I said, put on your suit so when they throw poo at you, you don't catch it. All right, I allow my family members to grow in their own space and time. And some people with the bodies that they have, they're not going to be achieving all that we would hope that they would achieve in this lifetime. And, we have to accept that there are things that we're learning from them that are hard. They're not an easy ride. Right. My ability to press forward helps empower my family. So it's like, even though it's really hard to step forward when your family can be holding you back or be difficult, you give them the opportunity to believe that things can change. All right. Our failures are overcome in safety and love. The pain of past mistakes is healed completely. So now I want to include in this last part of the energy clearing a dedication to Australia. So I feel that as Australians, we have kind of become numb. It's like we have been through horrendous times, probably some of the worst lockdowns that happened in Melbourne, and with some of the political leaders then that were definitely not for the people. So it's like we have numbed ourselves as a people, and then we're not able to see what is clearly happening. So I want to clear energy on a bigger scale here for Australia. All right, so we're going to go into our second chakra, which is about sexuality, balancing money, sex, and power. All right, it is safe to feel and process my feelings. All right, so Elizabeth said, I feel no matter what I do, I'm not good enough. And when I'm down, I get kicked to stay down. Yes, but that's not a measurement of you, is it? It's a measurement of the other person not feeling okay. And it's like a one-upmanship of the other person. So it's like, this is not about you. This is about the other person's mental health illness, that they cannot let you be who you are. And, step out. As soon as the behavior happens, step out. Even if you just got to go and walk outside or walk around the block or go for a drive, get out when someone's abusing you. That's not okay, ever. All right, I breathe in life easily and fully. All right, I'm open and receptive to all the good and beautiful in life. I choose to be healed and whole. I honor my sexuality. I am gentle and respectful with my body, and so is my partner. I'm cooperative and involved sexually. So it's like our relationships need to be balanced and made with kindness and love and respect. I'm of infinite worth and lovable just the way I am. All right, I'm willing to change the patterns within me that created this, and you can fill in the gap. What problem do you think has been created from the patterns? Maybe it's the feeling of not good enough. The feeling of being misunderstood. All right, now this is in the solar plexus chakra now. So I'm confidently creating my world. I'm the perfect age to create the life I want. New doors are opening for me all the time. I'm taking the necessary action to move forward now. I have the ability to see things from many perspectives. I'm starting and completing tasks quickly and easily. I deserve joy and happiness. I deserve to be treated with kindness. I know that I am worthwhile. So now we're going back into the throat chakra. I speak my truth. Others are comfortable with what comes out of my mouth. I acknowledge my unique set of superpowers. And just because we don't manifest the same gifts as other people doesn't mean we don't have superpowers. Some people's ability to love regardless, or some people's ability to see the good or the beauty in others regardless. Brow chakra, I am aware in every moment. I focus on what I love and it comes to me. I'm responsible for the love and happiness in my life. I am insightful. My perception enables me to help myself and others to achieve their highest purpose. Now I'm going to go into the heart chakra. All right, I am supported. Love is the purpose of my life. Love is everywhere, and I allow myself to experience it. So sometimes in our families or even in our cultures or our countries, love and abuse gets kind of intermingled. And we definitely saw that in COVID, where the whole society was polarized. Had you done what they said or had you not, and people were rejected because of that. So it's like that's not love, that's division. And so it's like our team don't want us to show love and unite and work together. So it's like remembering always that we are here to love and we are here out of love and to continue to be light and love to other people. So even if you don't feel very powerful, the small ripple in the pond from your actions does spread, even though you may not see how far or wide that it spreads. So first layer of the aura, which is the physical body. So hooks. So we're doing, it's like a lot of hooks for many people. All right, something from age 16, 21, 30. All right. All right. So just a little reminder, we're doing our advanced energy works from the 4th to the 6th of September. So it's just the opportunity to expand your skill base a little bit more, practice clearing energy, hang out with like-minded people. You don't have to be particularly skilled in anything. We learn some new muscles. We learn to work with some of the values, which we've done today. And yeah, it's nice to just come and feel nurtured. Anyway, you're welcome to come. Our next Energy Works get together is on the 13th of September. All right. So how's the heartburn feeling? Are there any other feelings that you literally want to get off your chest? Okay, so Jackie said headache again today. Okay. All right. So the headache, it goes back to age 5. So feeling overlooked. So I forgive my family for not seeing me, for not understanding me, for not protecting me. Okay, sore left hip. So another feeling hiding under the headache is the feeling of powerlessness. Right, so Jackie says, lol, of course, with my brother. All right, so let's look up hip. All right, non-acceptance of physical experiences. So what's tough at the moment that you find hard to accept? A feeling of being used is also hiding in your hip. And feeling empty. Sometimes we feel like we've given as much as we can possibly give, and we may need to, refill our tank, our love tank, before we can give more love. So Elizabeth says, so tired. Like 93 feelings stuck in there, Lisa. Some generational from dad's dad. I'm glad you're back, Jackie. All right, so something in your base chakra. Elizabeth Tricase says it's so hard to keep people happy. You can't. You can't keep people happy. They have to choose it. We can have pom-poms, we can be encouraging, but we cannot make another person be happy. And they can blame us, they can yell at us. It's not up to us. All right, so the feeling of resentment. And also feeling disempowered. And I feel like, that's mine, give it back. So it's like taking back your power. All right, I'm thankful to release DNA patterns that have kept me stuck. And Jackie says, yes, and holding strong against their negativity is hard. It is hard. Absolutely is hard. And, do what you can and withdraw. If you can't deal with it all the time, don't. You have to recharge and refill your tank if you want to go deal with this sort of stuff. All right, I am the power and authority in my life. I relax and trust the flow of life. I know how to create a strong foundation for my life. All right, so Now we're talking about like forgiveness. So forgiveness allows our body, mind, and spirit to all be present in the now. We cannot be fully present in our bodies if we are still reliving the past in a circular pattern over and over again at a cellular and energetic level. These past painful experiences can be useful as life insists that we grow. This learning opportunity is stored in the body only to give us the chance of revisiting the event with love and compassion at a future time when we are capable of doing so. When we encourage the energy to shift around these events, we are saying, I see the pain, identifying the misperception that had taken place and allowing it to have served its purpose. When we are showing a willingness to let it go, we move closer to the present moment. This does not mean that we forget the experience or what we learned from the experience. It gives us the opportunity to learn more powerful lessons that include the person who needs forgiving may not seem to deserve it, but you do. You are worthy and deserving of doing the forgiveness. And there's a quote here, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. All right, if we are acting and reacting from a state of past wounds that still seem raw and so right, we only serve to attract more opportunities and experiences where forgiveness is required. All right, the power of now centers us to be functioning from the space of neutrality of the moment, in contrast to imagining fears of the future and the shackles of the past. All right, everything is no longer tainted by the blinders of my unwillingness to forgive. I allow myself to let go of the hatred of those who seemingly ruined my life. I no longer have to store my emotional pain in my body. That pain is acknowledged and set free. I allow and accept others' forgiveness of me. All right, so sore throat and cough. All right, feeling stuck in the throat and lungs. All right, not wanting to circulate and be open to new learning. It is hard to change how we do things when we've always done them a certain way and we see things a certain way. And sometimes our body will react even before we've had a chance to consciously be here. All right, other feelings stuck. All right, critical thoughts. So like the tendency to criticize ourselves. All right, another stuck emotion. All right, emotional needs not being met. All right. Why am I so good at meeting my own emotional needs? All right. This comes from our dad and the women on that side. 44 generations of women. All right. My heart is free to express itself, and I am listening. All right. Age 5, 9, 43. All right. So let's check in on the hip. And also the sore throat and chest. How's that feeling? And the headache. All right, so let's say we as Australians are open, ready, willing, and able to learn. We're prepared to see the truth. We're prepared to express our feelings. We're prepared to own our feelings. And we're prepared to do something about it. So Elizabeth Jones says, yes, throat and chest are okay. Good. All right. Thank you to those that jump on the call. I really appreciate it. It makes it so much easier to clear energy when you have people to work with. Anyway, sending you a big hug and a kiss and, wanting you to feel loved and that you are amazing. No matter what the people around you do or say, you are. And your worth is not measured by their behavior. Your worth is intrinsic, and your Heavenly Mother and Father sent you here to show love and to be who you are, and you have never been without love. Okay. See you.